It's, I mean, it's a passion. I've always had a passion for working on cars, so that's what I do as a living.
Okay.
Everybody's car gets treated as if it was our own car. Oh no, this is a John.
How are you doing?
Good about yourself.
My name's Walter.
I'm Bill.
Bill, okay, nice to meet you. So wait, are you're the guy who was working on this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so tell me what you think about the rat.
I wouldn't call it a rat. I would call it one of the best specimens for a C6 possible. I mean, I'm not a fan of red.
Okay.
But red is, one of the colors that it's an LS7.
Okay.
It's manual.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah.
that would be the platform if I was looking for a car that I would build off of. This is the exact platform.
Okay.
These cars they're a lot of fun.
So Craig has said when you guys looked it over, like the clutch and everything, he says, well, I know he changed the fluids.
Yeah.
And but other than that, they put the air intake.
Yeah.
Where's the
factory one's over
there?
there.
I guess I could put it in my wife's car. Put that thing on my car. Yeah, well, I can't wait to get it
To me, the C6 is the specimen of all vets. The C7s went to a driver's car, so it's more of, to me, they're not as wide on the inside.
Okay.
Like a bigger guy like me, it's more comfortable. C6, it's more comfortable. They don't have all the bugs. C5, they worked all the bugs out when they went to the C6.
Okay.
So they cured a lot of those issues that they had.
Okay.
C7 to me, the center console, the way it's set up with the beam and stuff, I like the cars. I mean, I love working on vets. To me personally, if I had an option, C6 LS7 would be the way to go. Z06.
Okay.
Overall,
What do you think about that C8?
I'm not a fan of it.
It hasn't grown on me. I'm looking like, because first of all, you have no manual, and I know how they got it set up. The body style hasn't grown on me yet. So
to me, it looks too much like a supercar.
Yeah, well, that's what they're trying to do. And do you know they're getting $100 grand over price? I'm like,
Yes.
that's nuts. But teachers on.
That's what. Well, it depends on how bad you want it.
Yeah.
I mean, me, 63 split window.
Oh,
I chop off my left arm and here you go, cut it off and amputate it. No, I'm impartial to a C3 or the C2 63 split window.
Okay.
As far as the newer cars, I mean, everybody's car that comes in here, I treat as it's my own. Okay. So that's the attitude and the fortitude that we have here.
Okay.
Everybody's car gets treated as if it was our own car.
Okay.
We build them as if our own car.
I did it that quick, to work that quick. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, well, when you get into working on them, you work on these a lot. You know what to do, what not to do, what you can finagle, what you can't.
Okay.
For me, this is fun. I have a lot of fun doing this. I really do.
Okay.
It's a passion. I've always had a passion for working on cars, so that's what I do as a living.
Okay. How long you been here, HP?
I think I'm going on 6 years.
Oh, really? Okay.
But I've been wrenching on cars for over 33. So.
Okay. Any suggested things I should do to this car? What I wanted to do initially was a blower, but I'm like, it's costing too much right now. Let me just keep it low. But any additional thing, because I know they're gonna do the tune and the dyno. Mm-hmm. Anything else you suggest?
Next up, put a
blower.
Yeah.
Okay.
In essence, it's basically the blowers are a belt-driven turbo. Is what how they're set up.
Okay. I never heard it put like that before. Belt-driven turbo. Okay.
Well, standard turbo in the car is exhaust-driven. It's got a hot side and a cold side. So the exhaust pressure, or the expulsion of the exhaust gas from the motor, is what feeds the turbo. That's what spins the turbine on it, and that's what allows, because it's connected through and through. So in a turbo, you got a hot side and you got a cold side. Your cold side is your intake. Your hot side is your exhaust side.
Okay.
So they use exhaust pressure and the flow of that to spin the turbine in the turbo to draw in the air. Now, when you go to the superchargers, or I call them a pro charger because that's technically what they are.
Okay.
But when you go to those superchargers, they're a belt driven. So it's the same as a turbo, but there's not a hot side and a cold side.
Okay.
You have a pulley. So instead of having the hot side, you now have a pulley belt driven off of the car.
Okay.
So that speed is rated based on the engine speed. So the engine speed slows down, it slows down. Engine speed speeds up, it speeds up.
Okay.
So then you can start getting into bigger harmonic balancers, which underdrive and overdrive the car itself, but it also speeds up and slows down the turbo or the blower based on how many revolutions. So if you've got a larger crank on it, it's going to spin that belt more, so you'll get more boost out of the supercharger
I guess.
than what you would off a standard, factory pulley.
I guess. Okay, well.
There's a lot of different things to do, and
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna have fun driving it home, so I gotta go all the way back to the south side.
oh, you will have nothing but fun in this thing.
Yeah. There's a lot of traffic though, but hey. So we'll see.
All I'm going to say is you'll probably get this thing into about third or fourth gear in an open stretch. And if you lean into it, she'll start waking up and getting that power band. You'll know when you're in the power band.
Okay, I got you.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And what's nice with benefit for you is we put all the parts in the car. We've got everything in there, so now you'll get to drive it. You drove it originally.
Yes.
Now you get to drive it with the parts in the car, the muffler, the exhaust. Now the exhaust is going to get a little louder over time.
Okay.
Because the baffles will actually settle down.
Okay.
So it will. You might notice it. You might not. Some people do. Some people don't.
Okay.
So now you've got 3 different stages. You've got the first stage, which was factory. So you're used to driving it with that, so you know how it drives.
Okay.
Now we put the parts in, so now you got the cold air intake, and a motor's basically a vacuum pump. So now you've got it easily breathing in, easily breathing out. So now it'll drive as a different vehicle. And then once you do the tune on it, it'll also change again. So you get 3 stages of.
Oh, there you go. I never thought about it like that.
And then once you put the supercharger on it, that's a completely different ballgame.
Okay.
You'll have to relearn how to drive the whole vehicle.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
It's 150 to 175 horse bolt on.
Okay.
So it's almost the equivalency of adding a 200 shot of NOS.
Okay.
So when you go to step on it and that blower kicks in, it's
Uh-huh.
like hitting the button on a steering wheel.
I guess.
I guess the easiest way is this is my way of not sitting at home doing nothing.
Okay.
Most people are out on a boat or golfing or fishing, stuff like that. Me, this is what I do. I love doing this.
Okay. Cool.
It's just too much fun because I'm having fun putting it together. So every one of these I build the way I build my own car.
I guess.
We treat everybody as friends and family. Nobody is any different here, and they will not get treated any different.
Oh, I found that out
then-
the first day I came here. Trust me.
Right, because we get a lot of customers. I get some customers that just show up at night, in the summertime when I've got the door open, it's not too hot out, and they'll be like, "Oh, I've never been here," and stuff like that. And when they leave, they're like, "I felt like we knew each other for years," and I'm like, "That's just who we are here. That's how we treat our customers." And people are relying on me to build their cars
Safely too.
and I'm safely, properly, one and done. But I have fun doing it.
Okay.
And then knowing customers are excited and happy when they're done with their car and they get it back, that's just even more excitement for me. So.
Yeah, I'm about to have some fun. So.
Oh yeah, you'll have a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I noticed the wheels were dirty, and I'm like, I can't touch them.
Yeah.
I'm like, because that's how I am. I mean, that's what I would do.
Yeah.
Like I said, every one of these cars that I build, I put together.
And those headers, unbelievable. I sent a picture to a friend of mine. He's down south. He said, "Dude, I never seen any headers like that." I said, "Well, they jet coated."
They're ceramic coated. It actually makes a world of difference. I had a buddy of mine that was going to put headers on a Mustang.
Okay.
And he was going to buy stainless steel headers, and I'm like, "No, don't do it." He's like, "Why?" I'm like, "Spend the money and get them, get the ceramic coating inside and out on them."
Okay.
"Oh no, it doesn't make that much of a difference." And I'm like, "Oh, it does." And he's like, "Oh, it's X amount of dollars more." And I said, "Spend the money." Well, he ended up in a car club, and he's the only one that has ceramic coated headers on his car. And they did a temperature reading between 2 identical cars next to each other, one with stainless steel headers, one without stainless steel, and having ceramic coated headers put on it. And there was a difference of 196 degrees in the engine compartment with it running down where the headers were. Because what's nice about with the ceramic coat and the powder coat on these things and having that coating, you could take your car, drive it from the city, drive it up here. We could put it on the lift, put it in the air. I could take the fan, blow the fan on the bottom of the header. Within 12 to 15 minutes, I could put my hand on the exhaust and not burn my hand at all.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
It encapsulates the heat. It keeps a lot of the heat out of the engine bay. Keeps it centralized into the exhaust and blowing out the back. And then even when you shut it off, that heat stays inside because it's ceramic coated inside and out.
Okay.
So it lessens the heat on the outside, but it also keeps the heat on the inside. 15, 20 minutes.
But those are still steel, right? It's not like a titanium.
Yeah, oh, no,
Okay.
it's still
Okay.
header. But
But
now
the
that you've coated it, it keeps the cooling down. So instead of the engine bay being, 500, 600 degrees, now you're down more like 450, 500. And you do have a lot of motor in a little spot.
Yeah.
So it makes a world of difference. Plus, it makes the exhaust flow better
Okay.
because you don't have the casting marks on the inside or anything like that. That's all been filled in by doing that coating.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, knowledge is power. That's what they say. So, and it is. It is. With YouTube, it's about. I mean, people want views. They want to make money. I mean,
Right.
but for me, it's about relationships. Seriously, because it's like
That's what life is about.
right. I always one of my saying is that family's not always blood, but the blood's in the family. That's my, and I said that for a reason. I won't go into it, but and I believe that. So I mean, I thank you guys. Just for
Thank
and
you
it ain't about spending the money. It's about just
No, thank you for your business and allowing us to do it. I appreciate that more than you know, personally.
Yeah. So I thank you.
That other people have worked on.
Oh.
I have war scars from other cars that other people have worked on that they supposedly built.
Okay.
And they did a very, very garbage job.
And charge them for it too.
And he went to 2 shops. The first shop messed up. He took it to a second shop to try to fix that.
That's the other thing too. I went online. This is how I found this place. I went online. I looked for the reviews. I saw 5 stars. I'm like, where did we get 5 stars? And then when I came in, I'm talking to Craig, and I'm like, hey, you should come up here Friday. I was like, okay. So, and I think I'm the youngest out of all the people, the guys up here. Right?
Oh, yeah, it's young guys up there.
Yeah. So I'm a Vietnam vet. I said, Vietnam vet? I said, I was 70-something. I said, hey. But I like that because that's knowledge in that age. You learn.
Yes.
It's about learning.
Yes.
And most of the people who come here, like on Fridays, they're laid back, and they're showing that life is about relaxing and enjoying yourself, doing what you want to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And good company is always,
Yeah. Ain't nothing worse than being around people who you be like, ugh.
But-
or some ignorant stuff. You're like, yeah, okay. So.
in the customer, the clientele that we get, I mean, average people to high-end executives, we don't look at any of that. We look at everybody as friends and family when they walk in the door. That's how they're treated. And any of the cars that I build are built with, it's as if it was my car. How would I build it? We just had a guy with a C7 that we had was having a misfire issue. Took it to the dealership and we put a supercharger on his car, and the dealership goes, that is the factory. And he goes, I know. And they're like, but you had it colored so it looked like it was factory. He's like, yep. And he's like, why? And they're like, impressive work. And it doesn't matter. You could advertise all you want, but if your work is garbage or subpar, it's not going to do you any good.
Very true.
So you put your heart and soul into what you build. You want the customers to be happy. You want them to come back. And you love customers when they come back because sometimes they'll just show up. Hey, what's going on? I was in the area. I figured I'd stop and say hi.
Yeah.
To me, that means the world.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.